And on the heels of the Miss Billy tonight, I want to do something on mental health. It's okay not to be okay. One of the most significant public health measures implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic has been extended periods of lockdown, where the whole populations have been advised to remain in their households other than to collect necessary supplies. If this had occurred when I was a teen and I had to be locked down with my abuser, the woman who birthed me, I'm not sure I would be alive today. There are increasing calls to understand the impacts of this lockdown on the mental health and well-being of children and young people during the COVID-19 pandemic. As lockdown measures begin to ease, we require an understanding of what children and young people have been experiencing during the lockdown period, as well as how children and young people can be best supported to resume normal life or the new normal over the coming months and years. Many children and young people have likely experienced loneliness during the lockdown, and in particular been affected by the lack of physical contact with their friends, families, and peers, and the boredom and frustration associated with a loss of all activities they have been accustomed to taking part in. Moreover, many children and young people have experienced worries and distress about their education and returning to school. They're worried about having to move. They're probably asking themselves, will this happen again and anytime soon? If the adults are snapping at each other about the lack of finances, the lack of work, imagine what the COVID-19 is doing to the little ones. It is therefore seems important to facilitate support for children and young people that allow them to talk through some time of the shared experiences and in turn validate their experience of lockdown while simultaneously informing them of what is being done to ensure their return to school and education is as stress-free as possible. A return to life as usual will not mask the emotional toll COVID will have on them. So many citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, citizens who suffer from anxiety and depression, women in abusive relationships, children experiencing abuse or neglect at the hands of their parents. They have it hard at the worst, and the experience of isolation and loneliness during this lockdown could have consequences for their personal relationships that will not magically disappear with a vaccine. To all of you, I say, it is okay not to be okay. If you are not feeling well or you're not adjusting well, to the teachers and the principals, you may see an increase in behavioral incidents in student population. I implore you, do not react hastily and with a tone of reprimand. Instead, respond to that child with compassion and genuine support. This is 𝗧𝗪𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗃𝗀, your resident poet, aka the Storm, bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, my beloved people.